What's going on, guys? Brad and Dan here at CES 2023, and we are here specifically to find adaptive products that can help people with disabilities live their best life. Follow us, guys. Let's see what we can find. So here we are, folks. Brad, my fiancée Kathleen, and me, Danny, back at CES in Las Vegas, Nevada for another convention. Now first off, we have to say how great it was to be back to this event in person. These past couple of years, Brad and I have been attending this event virtually, and it was definitely not the same. There's just nothing quite like having these face-to-face interactions with people and companies from around the world creating these revolutionary products. Brad and I found a ton of adaptive products at the conference this year, and in this video, we're going to be highlighting some of our favorites. We also ended up being interviewed a couple of times by people wanting to know why Brad and I were at the conference, and then Brad ended up showcasing how his TD Pilot eye tracking device worked, along with his voice software from Acapella Group. Finally, probably our favorite moment from the conference is we actually got to meet with Gary Shapiro, the president and CEO of the Consumer Technology Association, which hosts CES each year. We also spoke with Stephen Ewell, who's the executive director of the CTA Foundation. Now, we spoke to Gary and Steve about accessibility at CES. Now make sure you guys stick around to the end of this video so you can get their thoughts on the overall accessibility at the conference. Alright, now it's time to dive into some of our favorite adaptive products from CES 2023. Meet Ewell, a robot that can deliver items, disinfect, and patrol to provide care to the elderly, and even technically work as security. While patrolling different areas, the Ewell robots can detect patterns such as open windows, misplaced items, and even detect intruders in pitch darkness because of its 360-degree night vision cameras. When watching over a patient, Ewell can quickly identify if the patient needs any medical assistance or help and notify hospital staff. In order to do this, Ewell uses two-way voice communication. Now, being equipped with two arms, Ewell has the ability to multitask. This means it can be carrying things from one place to another, while also disinfecting surfaces with the other hand. Plus, it can also open doors. This ability to do multiple things at once makes this robot super efficient and perfect for places with high work volumes, such as hospitals and offices. Trust me, Brad and I have already been talking on how to get our hands on an Ewell robot for our office space. Don't mind my chess skills in this clip. This is a smart chessboard by SquareOff. Now, the cool thing about this chessboard is that you can play against artificial intelligence or with your friends and family around the world. Now, even though this product wasn't created as an adaptive product, we explained to the creators how Brad could use his eye tracking device to access the app and make moves on the app, which would then translate to the pieces on the board moving. This would mean that Brad and I would be able to play chess together on an actual board. So, people who lack the fine motor skills to physically move a chess piece could use their device to make the move, which would translate to a move on the physical board. Now, I just think it'd be pretty cool if Brad and I were able to play chess together. If he was at his place using his eye tracking device, I was at my place, and all of a sudden whenever Brad made a move, the piece would physically move on the chessboard. And if we were in the same room, that would even be cooler, because he could be right beside me making the moves on his eye tracking device, and then the pieces are moving right there on the board. This is probably one of the coolest things I tested at CES this year. It's called Skivo Bro, and it's a wheelchair that climbs stairs. Yes, you heard that correctly, a wheelchair that climbs stairs. Now, how it works is it has these mechanical tracks located underneath the chair that come out when you're going up or down a staircase. So all I had to do here was reverse the chair right up to the staircase, switch the chair into staircase mode, and then keep on holding the joystick backwards, and then the chair did the rest. As you can see, the mechanical tracks are deploying, and I slowly begin ascending the staircase. The entire trip up the staircase felt very secure. Even when the person assisting me gave the chair a couple tugs, it felt stable the entire time. Now, I'm not gonna lie, going down the staircase was a little bit nerve-wracking, since it's just human nature to think you're gonna tip over and go tumbling down the staircase. But that obviously wasn't the case, and the entire way down was smooth sailing. Alright, so far we found you 3 adaptive products, and if you're still with us at this point in the video, we're going to ask you to find that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to our channel already. And then once you find that, you might as well go ahead and find that like button and give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content so far. Next up is the Sound Explorer by Ewell. This is a really unique handheld device that allows you to play with sound in a variety of different ways. You can press the squishy tactile buttons to change the pitch of the sound. You can also move the actual device around to play with the sounds. Another one of their devices comes with a joystick style attachment, and then it has a blowing instrument that you blow inside to also adjust the sounds. This device pairs with an app, which is pretty cool because you can record your own voice on the app and then use the device to mess around with the sounds you recorded. They recommended this product for autistic children and also mentioned that down the road, they may be creating different variations for people who may lack the fine motor skills necessary to use the current models. Next up, Switchbot. So these are a variety of smart home products that perform various tasks. In this clip, you'll notice that the curtains are automatically opening, and that's thanks to Switchbot Curtain. In this clip right here, there's an adhesive on the light switch, and the Switchbot is opening and closing the lights. These products are great for people with physical disabilities because you can now use your device through the Switchbot app to perform these actions, or even use a virtual assistant like Amazon Alexa, Siri, or Google Assistant. The folks over at Switchbot were kind enough to give us their smart switch button pusher to test at our office, so we installed it on our computer's power button, and now Brad can turn our computer on or off with his eye tracking device. Meet the Labrador Retriever Robot. This robot was designed specifically to help people live more independently. The company's mission is to create practical robots that physically assist in everyday tasks. Some of the tasks the Labrador Retriever can help with are delivering meals, helping with the laundry, or just keeping critical items within reach. So in this clip right here, the demonstrator used the app to tell the Labrador Retriever robot to open the fridge, grab items out of the fridge, close the fridge, and then deliver the items to the chair a couple meters away. So if this robot was being used in a home setting, it can deliver items to different rooms. The company's goal is to lighten the load of daily activities to empower people to live life more on their terms. This is another unique wheelchair we saw at the conference, called Ewell. Some of Ewell's key features are the ability to drive remotely and check key device information with the Ewell app. It disassembles very quickly in 4 simple steps, making for some easy transportation in the trunk of any car. It has a 29.9-inch turning radius that allows you to make those tight turns in narrow hallways and elevators. This wheelchair can also climb over obstacles that are 2 inches or less in height with its powerful motor and front Omni wheels. Now just driving this thing around for a couple minutes, I noticed how smooth the ride was and just how easy it was to control. The tight turning radius on these Omni wheels definitely make this wheelchair a game changer. Meet Kamino, the world's first smart walker. This is an electric-powered mobility device. What's great about this device is that if you're going up a hill, for example, you can make use of that electric power in the back wheels to help give you that boost. And on the other hand, if you're going down a hill, you can make use of the brake feature to make sure you get down the hill safely. This walker also has the ability to transform into narrow mode, which will help you maneuver through tight spaces. Kamino also folds up nicely, making it easy to store under a dining table, slide into the aircraft cabin hold, or fit neatly in a taxi trunk. The Kamino also has an auto lighting feature that helps keep you moving in low light situations. So whether it's a nighttime bathroom break, or you're walking around home after dark, you'll never be in the dark using the Kamino. The company says if you get this walker, you're gonna need some new shoes because you're gonna be that much more active. This product we're super excited about, the CognitiveOne headset. This is a wearable speech-generating device and is the world's first brain-computer interface with augmentative reality. What's cool about this headset is you can still see the world around you, but you get an overlay of whatever the headset is projecting. So in this demo, I had a keyboard overlay, and I was using my head to make my selections. When I was done typing out my message, I selected speak, and the headset spoke my message out loud while simultaneously mirroring the text to those in front of me. Not only is it a speech-generating device, it also has AI assistance for home automation control and other enrichment. The The company is prepared to meet the needs of anyone with complex communication disorders, including CP, ALS, and hundreds of other conditions. The team also mentioned in the near future, eye tracking may become a possibility with this headset. This would mean that during the times that Brad's without his current eye tracking device, while he's out of his wheelchair, so for example while he's in bed, if he's riding in a car, or in a plane, he could use this headset. Technically, he could also use this headset while using his current eye tracking device for maximum productivity. We're both equally as excited for what's to come with the CognitiveOne headset. Finally, these last 3 products we unfortunately didn't get a chance to see, but we have to give them a shout out because we want you guys to know about them. First up is Sony's announcement of their Project Leonardo controller. This is an adaptive controller kit to help people with disabilities play PlayStation 5. Project Leonardo is a set of circular gamepads lined with buttons and directional input methods, and all of it's customizable. The hardware includes 4 3.5mm ports to accommodate a variety of existing accessibility accessories and switches. Next up is a closed caption badge called Badger. Badger is a wearable badge that provides real-time closed captioning right below someone's face. For the first time, people will be able to wear closed captions, increasing the effectiveness of communication for those with hearing disabilities and language barriers. And finally, hopefully I'm pronouncing this properly, is Ashira's. Ashira's Inc. is developing an in-shoe navigation system to support visually impaired individuals with walking. This is a 2-part system that consists of an app and a wearable vibrating device connected via Bluetooth. Once connected, the app sends vibrating signals to the devices attached to the user's shoe. A pulsing forward vibration is an indication to move forward. Right and left vibrations indicate turns, and both feet vibrating notifies the user to fully stop. So these were just some of the many adaptive products at CES 2023. If you're interested in staying up to date on all the latest trends in adaptive products, we encourage you to visit our website at www.allaccesslife.org to see what adaptive products are out there to help you or someone you love live their best life. Alright, now we're off to meet with Gary Shapiro and Stephen Ewell to talk about accessibility at CES. Our whole goal with the video that we're creating here is to showcase to people with disabilities how empowering technology can be. Now, like we've seen all the benefits, we were wondering from your experience with CES, how have you seen this conference impact the lives of people with disabilities? And is there any new innovations in accessibility that have caught your eye?
Well, this has been an amazing show on several levels. I mean, first, it's the first big show we're back on through 3 years of the pandemic.
Yep.
I mean, we're back big, but I have, first of all, never seen so many products that they're enhancing the lives of people with disabilities, but also we have a huge number of people with disabilities of many different types, and I've talked to a few of them, and they're pretty impressed with some of the products they've seen. I mean, obviously we have the products, a lot of products like New Hero and others have with hearing aids, which is something we've worked on very extensively to change the law in the United States so they can be sold at retail without a doctor's prescription.
Definitely.
Certainly there's a number of things for enhancing vision that I've seen, different products as well. And there's some mobility products that seem very interesting. They could help, I guess it depends what you have. And it's just, and we've tried to also have products which help people get around the show. We've also had a round table on disability. We've had, obviously, some conference sessions, some meetings with different groups.
Yeah.
But it's been, so far, knock wood, a phenomenally successful event.
This is Danny and I's second time at CES. One thing we've noticed on both occasions is that many companies aren't fully aware of the impact their product can have on a person with a disability. Danny and I have educated countless companies how their product can improve my quality of life, and they're always so amazed by this. Do you have any ideas, or is anything currently being implemented to educate companies about accessibility on a larger scale?
That's a great point. I do think you're right. Companies are unaware of how their products are often used by people with disabilities.
100%.
And in terms of educating them, I think it's great if people who use them educate the companies, because I think that gives the company a whole new idea, a whole new set of brainstorming, and frankly, gratification. Just as humans. So I think that's great.
Yeah, that's one big thing with the eye tracker, right? There's so many robots and robotics. For example, the other day we just saw like a lawnmower that through an app it does the job for you, mows your lawn. So we showed them Brad's eye tracking device, and we said, "Have you ever imagined somebody mowing their lawn using their eyes?" And they were like,
terrific.
They were mind blown by that. So it's just
well, with eye tracking especially, I think if you could get to that level with a lot of devices, that's huge.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, it's amazing.
And Steve, have you done any accessibility conferences so far here at CES?
Yeah, we've had a really great showing for accessibility work here at the show this year. We had our accessibility roundtable where we had about 64 individuals jammed into a room between disability advocates as well as industry. Had a great conversation around what's working, where there's room for improvement. And we just had our pitch competition yesterday where we had 9 companies on stage. I think we had about 300 people or more in the audience.
Amazing. And love to hear that.
The winner was a company that did indoor navigation for the blind. The audience choice winner was a company that had smart glasses that did automated captioning. So some real incredible different types of technologies on display. All of them are exhibitors at CES.
Yeah, so we're just, our plan for today is just to walk around here, and I think we wanted to check out some of the self-driving vehicles. I know last time we were here, there was actually a vehicle that you'd pull up right to the doors, and then the doors would automatically open, a ramp would get deployed, the wheelchair user would go in, doors close, ramp closes, and then you actually made your selection to go to your destination through eye tracking. So we're kind of we're hoping that that's something that's in development, and maybe we can see sometime in the near future, because that would mean Brad can just choose his destination with his eyes and off he goes.
That would be great.
Yeah, we thought it was very cool too. At the Venetian, they were separated in different there was like a France section, a Korea section. So we thought it was pretty cool how you can see technology being developed in certain parts of the world.
It's amazing when those companies come here. Like South Korea has 500 companies here.
Yeah. Wow.
Japan has a few hundred exhibited.
Yeah.
And that plus companies just attend.
Yeah.
France has a few hundred. China has about 500. It's just an unbelievable number of companies. But when they see like you guys on the show floor and they see so many others, they start thinking differently. So I think it's really good. I think we've never had a CES that has taken this type of step to incorporate accessibility products, actually, in the sense. But I mean, we could still keep going further.
Yeah.
But I think this is it's a good start.
What I thought was really cool too is on your app, Brad and I found out that you can actually check out exhibitors by category. So there was actually an accessibility category, which we thought was really cool and really helpful for us to find those adaptive products.
And I hope we'll see more in the future, actually, because the opportunity is huge. And as you said, there's always these secondary and tertiary benefits that you never, even the people close to it don't anticipate.
100%, yeah. I couldn't agree more with that. Yeah, I think this might be one of those self-driving vehicles right there.
I don't know, honestly, but is that a self-driving? Self-driving? It is.
Oh, yeah?
It's also an elevator.
There's an elevator in there, too?
An elevator and a car.
Wow.
So from your living room, you would enter your living room.
Yeah.
This comes around, the capsule goes down. This goes up, but you can imagine it goes down. And then
wow.
Around what you're into. Right?
You see that on the video thing? That is really cool.
You can drive to your final destination without leaving that private space.
They have a very large, influential base of followers.
Yeah, we're always looking for adaptive products for people with disabilities to kind of empower them to be more autonomous. So these are our custom-made No Limits hats. These are the hats that Bradley actually designed, the No Limits texture on the
that's
front
awesome.
With his eye tracking device. So
Good for you.
We got 3 hats, so whatever colors you guys want. Gary, you get first choice.
I'm good.
We go with black.
I'll do green.
You'll do green, and Steve, we got blue for you.
So can we do a picture for...
Yeah, 100%. Let's do a picture. Alright guys, that concludes our experience at CES 2023. We highly appreciate you for sticking around to the end of this video, and we'll see you next year for CES 2024.